Hey SMU crew, I hope you loved that new opening. So today we're going to be talking about systems, and today the topic is reporting and analytics. I know this one has a few of you pretty nervous, but I have good news for you. This is actually so much easier than you think, and I promise you, you are going to leave this training feeling completely empowered to handle your own reporting and analytics for your clients. We're going to discuss where to find the data within each platform, other reporting software that you can use, how to present the data to your clients. But first, we are going to talk about what does reporting and analytics even mean? Well, guys, what it basically means is that you're demonstrating the progress and consistency that you have had on each and every social media platform that you manage. It's going to look different for every single client, and there are different ways to present the data. But let's dive into each of those topics together. Sometimes you'll be reporting on KPIs, which I will show you guys in just a minute. That's something that I do with one of my clients on a weekly basis. You can have a spreadsheet that just touches on the different numbers for growth. So for example, you could add the new numbers every single week. Instagram, 5,300 followers. The next week, 5,800 followers. And my favorite way to create your reporting and analytics each month is to document the graphs, add text that gives your personality and branding to the document, and then convert it into a PDF. This is the easiest way to do it. But the most important part of reporting and analytics with your clients, that's the monthly call. This call is your opportunity to discuss the progress, what it looks like. There are opportunities to tweak things or focus on different elements of growth. And your clients will have an opportunity to share their monthly feedback with you on this call. It's absolutely essential. So we're going to dive into the best analytics that I've found, and my answer might actually surprise you. My favorite analytics come from the free option, and that is the in-platform analytics. So let's plow on through this together. We're going to take a look at each of the analytics, where you can find them on every single platform. Now, for some of you, you're going to be handling quite a few different social media accounts at one time. So you may need something that's a little bit more robust than actually manually capturing the data. I know there are a few SMU students who already have quite a few clients and aren't able to manually produce the reports each month. There are several ways that you can get around that. For example, possibly hiring an intern, working with a VA who captures all of the data and sends it to you in a nice report or a Word document each month. But there are other options that sometimes can do the work for you. For example, Buffer. Buffer has analytics. They're not great, but it is definitely a cheaper option, especially the premium version of Buffer. Hootsuite Pro, which is a little more expensive, but on these two platforms, you're able to automatically report or automatically generate a report every single month, as long as you have the premium or pro editions. And a great one for supplementing Instagram is Iconosquare. I absolutely love Iconosquare for its analytics because you're able to get some insights that are a little bit different than any other platform. And it's fairly inexpensive. So if that's the only one that you choose to use and use the in-platform analytics from every other platform, that's completely acceptable. And then Sife is also a great option. It's only $19 per month, depending on how many accounts you manage, but you're able to automatically generate reports every single month. There are also high-end options, and these aren't going to make sense for most of us. This is for when you start to really scale and possibly consider becoming an agency, because these are significantly more expensive, but their reports and analytics are so in-depth. It goes into specific insights, keywords that perform the best on your account, your top followers, your most engaged followers, where you're seeing the most success on every single post. And that includes Sprout Social and Simply Measured. Those are my two favorite options for high end. But like I said, those are for agencies, or if you're running social media for about 30 to 50 accounts or more. I know there are some people who run tons of social media accounts, and these are going to be the best option for you. So that wasn't so scary. It's time for you to create your own monthly reports. I want to hear from you guys which of these methods you are going to use for your monthly reports and analytics. In order to show you the in-platform analytics, I'm going to use my own personal social media accounts. So let's pop on over to Facebook and we're going to take a look. And across the top of your business manager, you'll see there are a couple of different options. A great one to use is Insights. For Insights, at the end of every single month, you can take a look at the last 28 days or the last 30 days worth of action. On Facebook, it'll only show you the last 28 days worth of analytics and insights, but this is a great place to actually capture this information. So you can either export the data and add it to a spreadsheet or extract the data from that spreadsheet and put it into a KPI report. And KPI, in case you're wondering, is key performance indicators. You're only going to need to do those if your client has specifically indicated that that's what they need. And the reason that they're asking for that is because they're very numbers based. They don't care as much about the fluff. If they're asking for KPIs, they want to see the numbers so that they can, on an analytical level, analyze the growth on each platform. But here's what I like to do. I actually capture my screen and take this right here. That's one way to grab some of the information. Now, sometimes you'll take a look at this, and let's say this month was a little bit down on several of the different analytics that you would like to use. You can focus on the positive analytics because it's not a lie. It just means that you're focusing on where your greatest strengths were. So let's say, for example, you wanted to compare where the page likes were happening or the amount of growth in likes. Let's say you know this month you had an incredible amount of reach. For example, here there were 3,000 people that were reached. So you would go ahead and grab this information. You could grab reactions, comments, and shares within Facebook. And if this was my client, just for fun, I would actually go on into the page and find a particular post that did especially well. So let's say, for example, you wanted to feature a particular post that had quite a bit of engagement and reach. You can add that into the report just to show what it actually looks like. And that makes for kind of a fun and personal touch to your reports. Another great insight that you can grab for your analytics and reports is this area right here where you can show how quickly you responded to every single response or every single message. That's important because then your customers and clients know that you have been responsive. Now that's not so bad, is it? That's Facebook analytics. I'll show you where to put all of those screenshots in just a minute. And there's going to be a template for you to create your own that gives you some guidelines. Next up, we have Twitter. So we'll pop on over to Twitter and then we'll go to analytics. From analytics, you're able to take a look at everything that's happened within the month. You're going to want to do it at the end of the month for each client. So for example, you could grab this data right here. You could grab the 28-day summary and discuss the opportunities for growth. If this was one of my clients, I would say, look, we're up in followers, we're up in mentions, we're up in tweets, we're down in tweet impressions and profile visits. So we're going to have to find a way to start getting our tweets on a more visible level. That might include interacting with influencers, etc. Another great thing that you can do is you can discuss the top followers that follow you. There's also great insights within the analytics of Twitter here in this tweet highlights for the month. So you could highlight the top tweet, you could highlight the top mentions, you could highlight your top follower and show who is now following you. All of these are great opportunities to share information with your clients. So just screenshot those puppies and you're going to add them to the report. If you're managing one of your clients' personal LinkedIn accounts, there are a couple of places that you can grab some analytics. For example, on the homepage, you can talk about the growth or the activity on their profile and their updates. You can also take a look at this information here. Who has viewed your profile? And that can be a great way to grab some analytics, especially if you have been posting blogs for them or connecting with people to create lead generation. If you are managing a business page, which most people are not, you can grab some of the insights and analytics over here in analytics. Now, as you can see, I'm not super active on my business page for my client because it's not an area of priority right now for the company, but you can grab this and here's some information on the analytics there. On Pinterest, to see the analytics for your clients, you're just going to go on over to analytics, and there's a great place for that information right here. So you can take a look at the analytics from the Pinterest profile, the amount of people that you reach. You can take a look at your top earning pins in the last 30 days. And there are several other areas where you can find more information. For example, if you wanted to dive into who it is that's engaging with your brand on Pinterest, you can select the date, perhaps last 30 days, and then take a screenshot of this information here. But something else that's really important is you're able to get some really cool insights into the target market for your clients. And when you share this information, they're going to be excited. You're going to say, this might surprise you, but 3 times the amount of traffic is coming from the United States versus the UK. What types of insights does that bring to the business? Here's some cool information. You can also learn more about the profiles of the people who are visiting your Pinterest page by clicking on interests. And this is really fun in my opinion. So here are the top interests of your audience. You're able to learn a little bit more about what they're obsessed with. So for example, desserts, healthy snacks. Well, I know that I need to create boards around that because they're excited. It's going to bring an even more engaged audience, and we're more likely to reach their friends because they're going to be pinning and repinning these types of posts. Once again, you can export the data or simply screenshot. I love screenshots. I think they're a great way to quickly generate a high quality report. You got it. All right. So in Iconosquare, you're able to take a look at the in-depth analytics on Instagram. This is the only platform where I say you really do need to find a solution for analytics. If they're not a business account, you're going to want to invest into Iconosquare unless they're okay with just receiving the growth in a KPI manner. I'll show you how to do that in the actual report. But here you can see the most recent posts, the amount of engagement. You can screenshot the follower growth over a certain period of time. And this is where you can find all of the information that you would need for a report and analytics for your clients. Now, once again, you don't have to use this. You're free to use the free KPIs that I'll show you how to use, but this is a great way to get in-depth insights for your clients if this is what they're looking for. And if you upgrade to the elite version, you're going to be able to get some really, really great insights. For example, the most influential users, you can find out the top engaged hashtags on Iconosquare, the top engaged hashtags for your account. You can learn about the community, the type of content that does the best, what your competitors are up to. It's kind of an addicting platform, but it's really fun to use. So now all of this information is good and fun, but how do you put it all together? Well, what I do is I open a basic Word document. You can use some branding on the front page, like how I have branded my proposal and my questionnaires. And then you're going to add in the images that you have screenshot. It's also important that you're going to want to add some text that delivers a little bit of your own insights, your own narrative. You can add predictions or thoughts or theories that you'd like to test out. And this is an incredible way to really impress your clients. I'll show you what the finished product looks like in just a moment. Now, I feel that it goes without saying, but obviously this is a basic version of how you would report on all of the analytics from your month's worth of work as a social media manager. But what you want to do is make it look a little bit nicer. Use your own fonts that you enjoy. Make sure it's written in your voice. For example, things like customizing these types of things. Make it look so much nicer. And then adding in any insights that you have. So I added a couple of insights, and this is an opportunity to explain your thoughts on what is working, what isn't working, what you should try more of, what you're excited to do. That is exactly what you're going to deliver in your report. And to see the entire finished report, don't forget to download it at the end of this training. So right here is a screenshot of what KPIs look like. Now I've trimmed down this KPI report just to keep the anonymity of this client. This is where we talk about the numbers that shift from week to week. So for example, you can talk about the number of tweets that you've written. You can talk about the amount of growth of followers. You can talk about which types of images are doing the best. I've talked about how many posts there are, how many followers we have, the amount of engagement, the amount of likes, the types of tasks that I've been tasked with. So when a client asks for key performance indicators, one of the most important questions that you can ask in return is, yes, could you please give me a list of the KPIs that your team has in place? Or if not, I will create a list of them for you. And it can be just this simple. It can be as simple as the amount of content, the number of followers, the average engagement, and any other important information about each account. Like I said, I trimmed this down just to keep the anonymity of this client, but you kind of get the idea. And for my client, we share in Slack. So every single week, I give them a quick update, a quick look into how all of the social media is performing. Not so bad, huh? So take action, and don't forget there's a printable worksheet for you guys. You can go ahead and snag that copy from me. It's a Word document, so you can edit it, brand it, add your own analytics in there, and then go ahead and turn it into an awesome monthly report that you will discuss with your clients on the monthly call. So take action, SMU crew.